Hey guys, it's Marshall from Going Gear, and this is Going Gear episode 4. So today's video is going to be something that's been a long time coming. Had a lot of people ask me over the years the stuff that I EDC or carry on a daily basis. So I'm going to show you the stuff that I always have on me. Let's take a look. Okay, so these pieces of gear right here form the basis for my EDC, because I feel very strongly that your EDC should prepare you for everyday life. So the kind of situations that you think you're going to encounter on a daily basis, anything that you're going to feel prepares you for your daily routine. And I think that this right here is a good foundation for that. Okay, I'm not that bad. I am from Georgia. I do like knives and guns, but I'm not quite this bad. I don't carry all this stuff. Let me show you what I actually carry. Okay, so here's the stuff that I actually carry on a daily basis. And I call it my EDC. If you're not familiar with that term, most of you probably already are, but just in case, it stands for everyday carry. So when I leave the house, have all this stuff with me. I don't really add or subtract anything to it. I generally keep the same stuff with me, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. I've had people asking me to do this video for a while now, actually since I started selling flashlights and that kind of stuff. People ask me what I carry on a daily basis. Now it's kind of, never really thought much of the idea. I was like, why on earth would people care about what I carry in my pockets on a daily basis? And my buddy Don, a lot of you probably know him as Such, mentioned to me that, well, I have access to all these knives, all these flashlights, all these little keychain gadgets, pins and all this different stuff. I have access to thousands of these things. I sell thousands of them. I can get tens of thousands more from distributors and the manufacturers and everything, but I only choose to carry certain ones. So he said that people might find that interesting. And I've had a couple of you people ask me about it. So hopefully those couple of people are watching, so at least a few people will find this interesting. So anyway, like I said, this is the stuff that I carry on a daily basis. I don't leave the house without all this stuff on me. It's not like I just take my cell phone and my keys or anything like that. I generally take all of this with me. I have one of those little desk caddies that I shove all this in at the end of the day, and I empty it out whenever I leave and just take all of this with me at once. So the stuff we'll go over real quick. So wallet, Write in the Rain notebook, business cards, flashlight, knife, keychain, pen, lip balm, cell phone, and on my wrist, watch, and then my wedding ring. So we'll start with the stuff that's on my wrist, because I've actually had probably more questions about these two items than anything else, because they pop up in my videos a lot. So this right here is a titanium ring. It's my wedding ring. It's called black titanium. So apparently it's some special alloy that when you scratch it, and I have scratched it, because you can scratch titanium, underneath it is actually black titanium as well, so it's not like it's an anodizing or anything. It's some special alloy that is black through and through, so it looks pretty cool. I like the way it looks, and then it has silver bands around the edges, but it's just my wedding ring, titanium wedding ring. So Suto Core all black military version. I really like this watch, really comfortable, really lightweight. Had a lot of people ask about it. I'll definitely do a more in-depth review on this in the future, because there's a lot of features going on in this Suto watch. But this is the one that I wear on a daily basis. I like it a lot. It has a pretty big face on it. That turns off a lot of people, but it actually fits my little girly wrist pretty well and covers up some of my hairy arms, so that's always a plus. Alright, so the other stuff that we have here, I have my wallet. Really minimalist wallet. I'd like to keep this in my front pocket. I'm not going to flip it open and show you the inside, because then you'll see my driver's license and credit card numbers and all that stuff, and that'd probably be pretty stupid to put out there on the internet. But it's just a little leather wallet. I really like it. It's minimal. It's easy to carry. Honestly, without the cash in there, it'd probably be about half the size. And I generally don't carry a lot of cash. I just happen to have some with me today. But minimalist wallet, the only stuff that's in here is stuff that I use at least once a week, or I always have to have on me. So I have like my driver's license, credit cards, a couple of credit cards in there, my Costco card, which I use probably 10 times a week, probably use that more than anything else, and my health insurance card. And that's pretty much it. I don't really keep a lot in there, because I don't like to carry, wallet full of receipts and credit cards and all these membership cards and everything. I think that's just a bunch of extra crap that I'm not going to use, and I'll leave it at home or in the car, and if I happen to need it, I'll grab it. But I've never found myself without something that I needed, because the stuff that I actually use is in here. This right here, little Write in the Rain mini notebook. This is actually a sample, and I know a lot of people are going to ask whether you can get these. Go to a trade show, visit Write in the Rain, and you can get one from them. they don't sell these. I've been trying to get them for a few years to sell some of these to me and get my logo on them and everything, but they make these as special samples. There's not very many pages in them, but I find it super useful because, you know, there's some important information that I like to write down in here. You know, when I don't have access to my cell phone, or cell phone's not appropriate to pull out, I like to have a little notebook to write stuff down in, and of course this is more reliable than a cell phone, so I like to have something to write on, and I find this to be the perfect size. And I've gone through a few of these, but they last a really long time because it's Write in the Rain paper, and you know, you can see my sweaty pockets. This thing hasn't deteriorated yet, so that's saying quite a bit. This right here, business card case. Because I mean, a lot of stuff's going digital. A lot of people just use their cell phones to send the digital business cards via cell phone or email or whatever. There's still a lot of occasions where you need a physical business card. Definitely looks a lot more professional, and so I like to keep business cards on me to hand those out when I happen to need them. Flashlight right here. This is the RRT01. If you want, we have a much more in-depth review of this so you can see it. I really like it because it's compact. 500 lumens on an RCR123, which is what I have in there right now. Horrible runtime. I think I get like 10 or 12 minutes or something like that on high. But you know, this is something I'm carrying in my pocket, so I pretty much always have access to extra batteries. I usually have a few extra in my pack and everything like that. And of course, I have a store full of batteries, so batteries are usually not an issue, and runtime's not an issue. Definitely when I'm in the woods, I go for something that has a little bit more reasonable runtime and reasonable batteries. But for everyday carry in the pocket, I use this thing several times a day, you know, looking in nooks and crannies in the store and in my house and everything like that. RRT01, I like it a lot. One-handed operation. You can just twist that ring to adjust the output. I've been really happy with it. So the knife that I have right here is a Zero Tolerance 0560 Rick Hinderer design. I have another video on this that goes really in depth in it. It's pretty big. Every time I pull it out, my wife is like, man, that is a really big knife. And I'm like, yeah, baby, you're right. It is a really big knife. Probably not the best thing to have bravado about. You know, I'm sure I'm overcompensating somewhere else. But I really like it. Great ergonomics on it. It is pretty big. There's probably a lot of people out there that are not going to be able to carry something like this. You know, any countries where locking knives are illegal, of course, that's going to be a problem. And the size, I mean, it's almost a 4-inch blade. So it's definitely a beefy knife. But I like it. I'm allowed to carry it here in Georgia, and I really like the smooth action of the flipper on it. Do I need something this big or expensive? Nah, probably not, but it's the one that I've been carrying these days. So a quick note, you know, a lot of videos that I've seen out there, people will show all these different knives and all these different flashlights that they rotate between on their EDC. That is the opposite of what I do. I pretty much get what I like, and I keep it for a really long time. For a long time, people would ask me what I carry on a daily basis, and for 2 years, it was this little guy right here. It's a Zebralight SC30. They don't even make them anymore. They have the replacement, the SC31. But I carried this thing for over 2 years straight before I got the RRT01. And the knife that I carried was actually one of these two Benchmade Griptilians right here. And it honestly would have kept on being this one. I think I carried this one for probably close to 3 years. It's just an orange, standard Benchmade Griptilian drop point with tape all over it because, of course, you know, we carry these big, expensive knives, and most of us just use them to open boxes. Probably could get away with a $5 box cutter, but where's the fun in that? You know, I honestly would have kept on carrying this one until I got these. I had some of these engraved last year with going gear on them for my employees. So I carried this one for a little while until I got the 560, but this one will probably stick with me for a long time. So what you see right here is probably going to be a pretty accurate summary of what I'm carrying for a long time. The only thing that's going to change is probably going to be this pen right here and the cell phone, because I like to go through cell phones a lot. I'm really bad about upgrading technology way before it needs to be upgraded. And pens, I let somebody borrow them and they disappear. So you may see the color of that pen, not the style change. So going over here to the keys, I have my actual keys covered up. And the reason is, some reasonably talented locksmith could see the keys and copy it. I know it's easy to break into cars and it's easy to break into houses and everything, but hey, why make it easier for people? You know, it's not very smart to post pictures of your credit cards on the internet or your driver's license. Same thing goes for keys. Don't make it any easier for the scumbags of the world. So anyway, the only keys I have on here is to kind of like with my wallet. I keep a pretty minimalist approach to everything. Got the key fob for my SUV that you've seen in other videos. The key for that, key to the store, key to the house, and then this little thing right here was a huge decision for me. I like to keep my stuff as minimal as possible. You know, a lot of this stuff You know, it looks like I'm carrying a lot, but if you think about all the stuff scattered between your different pockets, it's really not that much. Probably the most ridiculous thing is the 4-inch knife that I carry. But this thing, you know, I hate having stuff on my keyring because it's dangling in your car. You've got it hitting your legs, or, you know, even if you flip it up, it's just extra stuff to have, and I don't like that. My wife has so much stuff on her keys. She's got all the little membership cards and 50 different keys and stuff. I take the complete opposite approach. I like to have as little as possible. I seriously contemplating buying a different vehicle just so I could get the key fob where it has the key fob with the keys that flip out. I seriously considering buying a different car just so I could get that. But I went with the Xterra instead. I'm sure the new ones come with it just to make me mad. But anyway, this is something I recently added. So what this is right here is one of the little slim USB drives from Victorinox, and the reason I like it a lot is because this little thing right here is 64 gigs. And they just recently dropped the price on them, so really reasonable prices on them. We're a Victorinox dealer, we don't sell these things, but I got it at a pretty good price. Holds 64 gigs, and there's a lot of times where I find myself needing to give people large files, you know, large databases and CAD drawings and stuff like that. So I find this thing really useful. I use it a lot. And I've been using the one that I keep in my laptop bag a lot, so I decided to go ahead and put one on my keychain. And you can see, even as minimal and slim and lightweight as this was a huge monumental decision for me to put that on there. And of course, I don't normally have post-it notes around my keys, but I don't want everybody seeing what my keys look like. So a couple other little things down here. Fisher Space Pen. This is their lime green color. I just like the color. I love Fisher Space Pens. I've been carrying one for many, many, many years. I used to carry ones with a clip, but I find it easier to just slip it inside my pocket. I like the way they write. People have complained about them globbing and blotting in the past. They reformulated their ink a few years ago, so it stops doing that. I haven't had any problem with that in a long time. They write really well. They write upside down. They write really reliably. So I really like the Fisher Space Pen. You can see how minimal it is, and even when you flip it around, it becomes a full-size pen, nice and comfortable and easy to write with. So I highly recommend these Fisher Space Pens. They're great. Burt's Bees Lip Balm. I guess I don't know how to really explain that. I get dry chapped lips really easily, so I have some Burt's Bees that I always have in my pocket. Use that 500 times a day. Cell phone, it's a Sprint phone. It's the Evo 3D cell phone, and I'm actually going to do a video before too long about using something like this as an outdoor or survival device, so we'll get into that more later. So anyway, this right here is my EDC. This is the stuff that I carry on a daily basis. Again, it doesn't really vary. This is stuff that I always take with me. I don't really add or subtract to it. I've been carrying some variation of this for many, many years, and I don't really see myself changing that. The only thing that has changed in a long time is this right here. Before, I didn't carry business cards because I never really needed to give them out. Then I started my own business and started having to carry business cards. So this is the only thing that has changed in a long, long time. All the rest of this stuff, I've been carrying some variation of it for a long time. So that's it. Alright, so that's my EDC. Hope you guys found this useful, informative, or entertaining, or got some sort of value out of it in some way. As always, if you have any questions or comments, you can reach me in the comments or at goinggear.com. If you like any of the stuff in the video, you know, the knife and the flashlight and all that kind of stuff, of course you can buy it from us at goinggear.com. And be sure to subscribe. We're going to keep on releasing videos like this. I'm going to try to do one at least once a week. Thanks for watching. She's my favorite EDC.